You had a thread I found really interesting, and I think some of this audience is really going to agree with it, and they're probably going to disagree with some of it. But that's great. We like to spark ideas here and spark debate. Myths that we have learned as a function of this lockdown. Myths about ourselves and about society. What are some of the myths? You know, the top ones. I know you had a whole bunch.
Well, I think there was this myth that we have to be in a location to work or to learn. Like, look, it's clear now the tide has come in, and the first group of institutions standing naked are institutions of higher learning, colleges. Like, colleges were charging $70,000 a year, and suddenly they said, "Oh, by the way, you could just go home and learn by yourselves, but we're keeping the money. Don't worry about it. You'll get your degree, but just go home and play with your little friends, bother your parents, get your grandparents sick. Get out of the dorm rooms, by the way, because we don't want your petri dish of disease infecting our dorm rooms. But don't ask for your rent back, because that money is ours now. Business 101, we took that money from you, and possession is 9/10 of the law." So I don't know, like, everybody's leaving college and they're supposed to take courses online. I've seen some of these online courses. I would rather take a course for $10 on Coursera or LinkedIn Learning or Khan Academy. Like, why did anybody pay $70,000 a year for 4 years to learn, to get a degree that says, "Oh, I learned East Asian studies"? Like, it's ridiculous.
They're really credentialing. They're credentialing programs, which is especially, I think that's been better known for a long time about some of the more flimsy master's programs in the humanities. But now people are realizing, well, it's like an arms race, right? If everybody has a 4-year liberal arts degree of some kind, the value in the marketplace of just having that degree is not the same as it used to be.
No, I mean, in this already, you're seeing, skills and ideas are the currency of the 21st century, not a degree from whatever, school. And I'm even talking right up to Harvard. Like, Harvard, there's always a credentialing where there's some status thing, so other people who think that they're higher status will hire you. But look, Harvard, they just took, they have a $41 billion endowment. Until they were kind of caught red-handed, they took $9 million from the last stimulus package, supposedly to give to students needing financial assistance.
Yeah, Trump says they're going to give it back, by the way. He said that last year.
So guess what the head of the Harvard endowment makes per year? He makes, guess what, $9 million. Oh, they took payment protection program. Let's protect the pay of one employee, the guy who runs all of our money. So it's just, that's a big myth. And then there's the myth that you can't work remotely and be productive. Right now, I think anything with the word remote in it is going to be supercharged. And there's both upside and downside to that. We're going to be able to be more flexible about our work hours, more flexible about where we work, more flexible about travel. But at the same time, you have to ask, what's going to happen to commercial real estate? And by the way, not that we have to care that much, but everything in the economy is linked. So WeWork clearly is going to go out of business after this. Like, they are bankrupt, and SoftBank pulled the plug on funding. So WeWork is the biggest leasee, I don't know what you call it. They rent the most floors in New York City of any other company. So if you own a skyscraper in New York City and you're heavily leveraged and you have to make your own mortgage payments, and WeWork suddenly disappears and they rented 8 floors in your building, you might be out of business. You can't just replace them the next day with a renter. So, and then there's all the restaurant storefronts. Not every restaurant is coming back to business in urban areas and maybe all over the country. So there's 10 million restaurants. On average, they had 16 days of cash in the bank. Restaurants are out of business in this country right now. And so now, yes, they'll be helped by the stimulus package. But guess what? The stimulus package, at least initially, went to the Shake Shacks and Ruth's Chris Steakhouses of the world. And this mom and pop small restaurants are out of business. I know, because all the I own a local storefront business in New York City. I see all the local GoFundMes being, from the employees of all the different restaurants and businesses, restaurants, Buck, that you and I have even been to, and they're all out of business. So what are going to happen to those buildings who are no longer getting the $15,000 to $20,000 in rent a month that those restaurants were giving? So commercial real estate is going to collapse, and we're going to have like a mini financial collapse after we reopen the economy just on the basis of that. So, I think a lot of things are going to be both good in that, we'll reopen the economy. People will have an opportunity to really decide what they want to do. They've probably changed habits, so they didn't spend as much, they didn't go out as much. Hopefully, they'll start spending and going out again, but some people won't, and that might be a good thing for them. But the other thing is, it's going to be quickly everything that was going to eventually happen, like the demise of colleges.
Yeah, they've accelerated. They've accelerated the cleaning out of a lot of the economy in ways that's going to be very tough. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.